This project focuses on tactile, object-based learning and the museum experience through touch. Students were asked to investigate museum culture, collections, exhibition design, display and narratives, and ask themselves, how can a museum address blind and partially sighted people? Through this questioning, we were asked to explore new concepts to opening these collections to the blind and partially sighted within Chowchuk Museum. Lepidopterology, the study of butterflies, is a branch of the study of zoology. The species in these fields are wide and extensive, with species ranging in a seemingly never-ending variety of colours, textures and patterns. For our chosen objects, we have selected a handful of butterfly species from the Chowchuk Wing Museum's Natural Selections exhibition. Through these chosen species, a narrative based off of hapticity, tactility and sound has been created through a series of installations that allow those who are visually impaired to experience and learn about insect wonders of the natural world. The installations are based off three main areas of interest and characteristics derived from the study of butterflies: pattern, movement, and flight pattern. With so many different species having unique characteristics, the installations aim to allow individuals to feel the difference in texture, feel the movements of the wings in flight, and the path of flight itself. The installations aim to give visitors the live experiences and knowledge of butterflies to understand the experience which the creatures have themselves and how they live in the natural world. After conducting a site visit and exploring the contents of the museum, we were drawn to the Natural Selections exhibition, where the animals and insects were encased. Particularly, the butterflies and insects intrigued us with the notion that these little creatures with so much colour, texture and variation were hidden behind glass cabinets, with the visitor being unable to truly experience objects without being able to see. Butterflies are a species with so many shapes, sizes and colours and textures, defining each individual species. It was these characteristics which led us to wanting to explore the butterfly as our chosen object. Through initial sketches, after looking at the objects with more depth, we were interested in the butterfly's movement and how its scale changes the impact of vibrations and sound when its wings flutter. We were also drawn to the wing patterns with so many species representing such beautiful patterns and colours.
The objects we have chosen are the butterflies from the natural collections. We will specifically study those three species, which have different behaviors and different wing size. These are the factors that influence their flight movements and path. Our focus is on studying the butterfly's movement and translating it into the tactile information, in addition to the texture and pattern of the butterfly's wings as a complementary information to the butterfly's movement. The direction of our research is to provide tactile information, so it will be more relevant to the people with visual impairment. Learning movement through tactile is tough because the movement is activity that provides more visual information. However, other indirect information that indicating the occurrence of movements can be used to translate into the tactile information. Butterflies are the widespread species in the world, yet they are also facing the threats from the climate change, which has brought multiple changes to their habitat and behavior. This has led to a decline in their population. By helping people gain a comprehensive understanding of butterflies and provides this early warning of climate change, this will help to achieve those SDGs. To recreate the texture of butterfly wings, we experimented with seaweed. By simply bending or crushing on it, it crumbles into pieces, but with the dashing on the hot surface, it won't cause damage. We also try to use tissue for a comparison. After many times of wetting and blowing dry, the tissue paper becomes brittle. Tissue have more strain than seaweed, and we think the strain of butterfly wings is somewhere in between.
Our design focus and intent focuses on installations which convey the butterfly's wing pattern, movement and flight pattern. The process of creating our wing pattern installation started with sampling each pattern from our chosen butterflies and creating line work from butterflies and creating line work from this line work. Carving logic was instilled with black shapes being in the foreground and white shapes being those in the foreground and white shapes being those carved deepest. From here, using lino cutting blocks, the pattern was carved into each square using a lino cutting tool to represent the patterns of the chosen butterflies to represent the patterns of the chosen butterflies through the depth of the image of the patterns.
Butterflies of this species have rather large wings and their pattern shows their movement behavior. Their flat paths are slow but with large movements. By connecting the endpoints on the wings, we obtain the curves of their movements, which we further transform into the models to explore more possible tactile information. With unique transparent wings and smaller size, this species will have more smoother and swifter flight path. We try to explore the information related to this movement with more linear elements. The oak-leaf butterfly has a special wing shape and a large wingspan. It can make a wide range of the rotation in the vertical direction. This exploratory model is extending the orientation of different positions in the flying process to reinforce the perception about the rotation. The experience provided by this project focuses more on the butterfly's flight movements and the supporting information about the wings. We try to use different methods to create relevant tactile interaction that would allow people to comprehensively learn about the butterflies and to think about the impact of climate change on them. We also made the 3D models about how the installation gonna be and how to exhibit in them. And also the scenarios to put installations in the museum, how does people gonna interacting with them, and the information they're gonna learn from this activity. And we also have a 3D printed model that we can use to test out the result of providing the tactile information.
After exploring butterflies as an object that can be represented to blind or low vision individuals within a museum environment, it is evident there is a depth of research and experimentation needed to successfully communicate ideas to individuals who cannot see. The butterflies themselves are beautiful and outstanding, with so many characteristics that can be explored, and the importance of spreading their beauty and knowledge to blind communities through this assignment has become apparent. Sight is a sense that we take for granted, and the ability to receive information so directly. With this project, the exploration of methods and materials has started a train of thought which will be expanded upon within the next assessment.